Hi, I'm so glad you're joining today. I thought I'd hop on just a minute early and introduce myself while I'm waiting for you to come on and join me for a full makeup tutorial using eyeshadows, highlighting, contouring. We're going to do a whole look today. My name's Karen. If you haven't met me before, hello, thank you for joining. I am a mature makeup mentor. I'm 57 and I love to show and share about cream makeup and also do tutorials, eyeshadow tutorials, tips, hints, videos, lives like this that are kind of geared more towards the mature gal. So if that is something that you would be interested in, I'm so glad you're here. Please give me a follow or like this page because that's the best way to kind of catch me again the next time I go live. And I try to do that Monday through Friday, plus lots of other tips and hints. So today I have some construction noise in the back, but they're working on putting in some new doors, so we'll just ignore that. All right, what are we doing today? We are doing a copy this look. So these are the shades that we're going to be using, and I'll go over these a couple times because I know I came on a little bit early, but we're going to be using all cream makeup, powder eyeshadows, and then we're going to do highlight and contour. So if you've never done that before or seen highlighting and contouring on a mature face or otherwise, then this might be really interesting to you. And this makeup, like I said, is all custom. It comes in these really cool palettes. You get a color match to help determine what shades are going to work best for you. And then that's done with me. And then you just pop these in to your palette. It's all magnetic. You can pick your own eyeshadows, lip and cheek colors, and all of that. All right, so it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've already prepped my face with my skincare, but I need to put on my sunscreen. And this is a great sunscreen. It is a sunscreen and light moisturizer combination. And if you're interested in this, just message me and I can give you more info about it. It has a slight tint, but you can see not much. Okay. So even when I put it on, it's just got a little bit of a tint. What I love about this sunscreen is that it's mineral based. And so it doesn't have all the chemicals in it. And it has a moisturizer built in as well. And it works great with the cream makeup. So I'm using, I think it's shade level 3 on this one, but yeah, it's a really great sunscreen. And so it's really important that you are putting sunscreen on underneath your makeup and that you don't rely just on sunscreen that's built into makeup. The cream makeup I use does not have sunscreen built in because you want to have that separate, right? You want to do that. So sunscreen with a light moisturizer saves me a couple tips. That's going to go down the last step of my skincare, the first step of my makeup. Okay, so if you have questions about anything as we go along, let me know. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do first my contouring and my highlighting with my cream makeup. And this is all cream. It's makeup that you can use pretty much in one layer. So I'm going to be using and placing the makeup kind of almost like finger painting or kind of like a paint by number, but I'm going to be using my brushes. So the first place I'm going to do my makeup is up here on my forehead to contour my forehead. So really quickly, I'm just pressing and tapping in some contour, and the contour becomes part of my foundation. Isn't that wild? So I don't need to layer more makeup up on top of my forehead here. This actually becomes part of my foundation. We call it 3D foundation because it adds dimension to your face, but you're also not layering a ton of makeup on top of it. And that's really great for mature skin because the more layering we do, the cakier our makeup can look. And we want our makeup to look most skin-like, right? And not have that cakiness. So hi, come on in. We're doing a full makeup tutorial this morning. And if you haven't met me, please say hi. Let me know where you're from. And we're doing... Yes, you bet, Kelly. This is called the detail brush. So the brushes and the makeup is from Seint, and I am a partner with them. So I'm an artist with them. And this is called the detail brush. I love this brush for applying my contour because it's a lot firmer. And contour is firmer. So it really goes on and stays on, which is nice. Good. Hi. Okay. The next place we're going to contour is up underneath our cheekbones. So I'm just feeling for my cheekbone. Let's not overthink it. You can put it on with your finger if you'd like. You can just take your finger and just kind of feel for your cheekbone and just place some right up underneath, and we'll blend that in. You can also use the brush. And when you use the brush, I just kind of load it on the side. I can feel where my cheekbone is, and I'm just cupping that right underneath my cheekbone. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and just kind of blend as we go. So with contour, we want to, on the cheeks, we want to blend that up. Okay. So if I had painted it on, I'm just kind of doing almost like a little pouncing, a little slight little wispies up, but I'm pulling the contour and blending that up underneath my cheekbone up towards. So contour, look at that. Okay. Contour on the cheeks goes up. Contour on your forehead goes up into the hairline. Okay, so you don't want that demarcation line up into the hairline, and then just lightly flick down to soften that edge, just like that. Okay, all right. Next, contour on the jaw. Favorite place to contour. So we're going to take that brush, tap in, start in the back underneath our ear, go straight down, tap again, and then we're just running it right along underneath our jaw. We're not going on the face. We're not going completely under. We're just kind of catching the difference between the jaw, and then just pull that down and back. So contour on your jaw or underneath always gets pulled down. We don't want to brush it up and have a brown on our jawline, right? Or a shadow. All contour is adding a shadow. So we don't want a 5 o'clock shadow. We want to have a shadow that's actually just contouring and adding some dimension underneath our jawline. That's it. Okay, so there's contour. Next in my palette, and this is what I color match it to if you've never seen this before, is your contour shade and your 3 highlight shades. Our highlights are what we call our foundations, and you don't have to have one foundation. You can have 2 or 3. So I have a dark one, a medium, and a light. And no matter what's on my face, watch this, I'm going to be able to place and get coverage. So my dark one here, I'm going to tap in, and I'm going to use it almost like a color corrector. I'm going to go in and add it where I need extra coverage. So sunspots, age spots, blend that in all the way there. Do that really quick. Underneath my eyes, if I have a little bit of bluish purple discoloration, which I do, I can put a little bit on my eyelids, just softly to neutralize a little bit of that. And a little bit goes a long way. You're going to see that with the cream highlights, the cream shades, my dark, my medium, my light, I'm barely using any. And that's the key, is to put the least amount on. Another place my darker shade is going to go is down here where I have broken capillaries. I have usually wake up, or actually throughout the whole day. See how that neutralized that? I have really purple broken veins all over my chin. I have a little bit here around my nose as well. So this is just my darker shade. So I'm going through and just determining where do I need extra coverage with that. Then I have my medium shade. This is the shade that I'm going to place kind of wherever I haven't put my contour. I might kind of blend a little bit over my darker shade, but I'm going to take this different brush now. This is the blush and bronzer, and this is a great brush for applying your main shade, for blush, for blending. And I'm just going to tap in, just to tap. And then I'm going to tap and press. And I like to, one of my normal ways of applying this makeup is I like to apply it and blend it as I go. So see how little I'm using? I'm just going tap. I'm just kissing it very lightly. I'm not swiping. I'm not taking a ton of it on. It's so pigmented. And you can see when I go to put it down, look at how little I'm putting on. But when you blend it like this, you can just push it into your skin. You're not going to get it to, it's not going to get cakey. It's not going to accentuate your lines as long as you have the right shades. It really is not. And so you don't have to pick your shades. You don't have to figure that out on your own. I have a color match link here right there attached to our live. It's just right below. And you can click on that and get a color match anytime. And I also save these too. I save these recordings so you can always come back and watch it later if you'd like. Okay, so tap. Okay, hello. All right, we're going through with our main shade, and I'm just checking in my bigger mirror off to the side here. I also have a mirror in my palette, But without glasses, sometimes I like my big, huge magnifying mirror. Scary with those mirrors, right? But now I'm really just kind of going through and just now not reloading the brush, but just going through and pressing and blending, making sure I don't have any hard lines, checking to see if I need any more makeup anywhere. But I really don't. I mean, I think that's plenty. And now I'm going to add my lightest shade, which is my lightest shade. Hi, Stephanie. Loving Seint Foundation, need to practice. Yeah, but look at it, all blends together. Yeah, it really does. And it's not scary. So with this one, I'm going to take with my finger, this is my lightest shade, and I'm going to put some in the center of my face. So you might think, well, that kind of looks like what I call my concealer. And, you know, that's fine, but really, let's call it your lighter shade, your brightener shade, what you're going to use to brighten the center of your face. Like, I want some brightness to lift. I want some here. I want to brighten kind of down under here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on, take the smaller end of the brush that I had used when I had, what is that? I don't know if that's probably another new brown spot. Oh, heavens to Betsy. I swear, you wake up and you never know what's going to pop up on your face at this age, right? I mean, tell me, am I right? Right now, I'm just kind of lightly tapping and just slightly blending in some of this brightener in the center of my face. Just very subtle, but just a little bit of cream brightness to add. And really all you're doing is trying to brighten this part of your face, get some dimension to your face. So you've got the contour to frame your face and your cheekbones, your main shade, you know, your medium shade. If you need to go back in and do a little bit more of a darker shade wherever you need that, just take the brush again, it's buildable. So I can just tap right into my darkest shade and go back in and hit that sunspot. Look at that, hit that sunspot. I don't know what this is here. Like I said, it could be another. I can hit that mole if I want. You know, check your eyes, make sure that you are happy with, you know, that under eye. Okay, easy, easy. Now, at this point, you can also add bronzer, and I do like to add a little bronzer. So I'm going to take my bronzer brush, this end, and I'm going to swirl it into my bronzer, and this is an illuminator. It kind of just gives a little bronzy sheen, and so I'm just lightly swirling the two. And then bronzer usually goes where the sun naturally hits us, right? So the temples are a great place, especially if we're aging and our temples, we start to lose volume on the side of our face. We add some warmth and some bronzer really helps pull that out. And I'm just lightly swirling, and then I'm lightly swirling over the top. You see that? So just a little bit of warmth, or as much as you want. You know, if you're using self-tanner, try bronzer, try a cream bronzer, because you have a little bit more control with it. It washes off at the end of the night. Put some even on the center of my face. I also love to use bronzer down on my neck and a little bit on my chest. And you can see I'm barely putting any on, but it's just a little bit of warmth and a little bit of glow to your face. Okay? All right. So we have done our 3D foundation. Now let's head in and we're going to talk about the look that we're going to do today. And what we're going to do is we're going to do our brows. I'm going to show you how you can do that. We're going to do an eyeshadow look. And then we're going to do our blush and lip. And I'm going to show you how you can use another bronzer shade called Tanlines as a cream eyeshadow, or even think of it like a eyeshadow primer with a bit of color to it. So this is what we're going to use next. All right, first things first, let's do our brows before we go any further. Doing your brows is really important, especially, you know, as we're aging. We either lose color in our brows, they turn white or gray or speckly. We lose, you know, they get thinner and things like that. So you can use your contour that's right in your palette to fill in your brows just a little bit. So this brush here is called the Line Brush. It's also a brush from Seint that I work with, and it's got a spoolie on one end, which is great for kind of brushing them up and out. And it has a more angled, firmer end, very thin, and we're going to tap in. I like to take just the flat edge of it and just kind of run it along my contour shade. And I'm going to come in along the bottom of my brow. I'm lining up to where my natural arch would be, okay? I'm just tapping in again. And then I'm going to go from the point to the tail, being conscious of not going down, not pulling this curve down because that pulls our eye down even more, but kind of faking the tail to go out a bit. So then I'm going to take from the point, and if I need to add or force my, a little tail, have it just kind of go out a bit like that, okay? Then I can take the same brush, just lightly tap in and fill in. So here it's a little patchy, so I'm just going to do these little strokes, little tiny sketchy strokes, okay? Just little sketchy. And then here I can go up, pull that color up and do kind of like the little sketchy hair strokes and fill in the front a bit. And look at that. Look at the difference. Very subtle. Take your spoolie end. You can add brow wax, but really with the contour, it pretty much sticks right on there. So that's what's so great about it. So any questions on anything I've done so far? Let me do the other brow. I'm going along the bottom with my contour up to the arch. Oops, tapped into the bronzer. That's okay. Ask me any questions at all. And like I said, if we haven't met, please say hi. Let me know. Say hello, introduce yourself, tell me where you're watching from, and let me know if this is new to you. Do you use Seint Cream Makeup, or is this brand new, this concept? Is this something brand new that you just ran across and you're interested? Yeah, let me know while I do this other brow here. Hi. Okay, I'm taking the same spoolie, and I'm just kind of going through and giving them a little brush, making sure they halfway match. That's always the tricky part. Our brows and our eyes are, what do they say? They're cousins or sisters. They're not twins ever. And, our eyes never match exactly. Our brows never match exactly. Okay. What a difference that makes to do our brows, right? All right. Yes. Let me know. Hi, Stephanie. Definitely try your brows tomorrow. You betcha. So try it with your contour shade if it looks like it's a good match for you. If it isn't, reach out to me. I can help you pick a different contour shade that you can just use for your brows and other things. You can also use, there may be an eyeshadow shade that works good. So Stephanie, message me, and or when I'm done, I will help you with that if your contour doesn't quite match, okay? But it definitely makes a difference to do your brows. All right, so let's go ahead and flip over here. And we're going to do our eyeshadow look. So what we have here are 4 eyeshadows. These are powder eyeshadows. They're highly pigmented, beautiful, beautiful color, lots of pigment, they're long lasting. They wear really nicely. And you can pick and choose the ones you want. So it's all magnetic. So the colors I'm going to do my eyeshadow look with today are a matte shade called Havana. And I'll list all these out when we're done. A shimmer shade, this is called Kiss, and it will be available tonight at 11 p.m. Pacific, and on the website to purchase starting tonight, at midnight, and then all day tomorrow. So Kiss, beautiful shade. It's our shade of the month for February. And then another shimmer shade called Drift. This is a really good shade. If you don't have Drift and you are a Seint user, or if you're interested in getting eyeshadows, this shade is a universal brightener pop of shimmer that's just beautiful. And then we're going to use a brown matte called Philly, and we're going to use that in the outer corner, and we're also going to create and use it as an eyeliner. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can do a very soft eyeliner with brown eyeshadow. And brown eyeliner is in for 2024. I love brown eyeliner. I mean, I've always liked that more than black even, except for maybe back in the 80s. But all right, and then we're going to use a lip and cheek color. These are called Tiger Lily. This is a satin, meaning it's a little bit more matte, more pigmented. And this one here is called Tiger Lily. We're going to use it on our cheeks and our lips. And then this is Tanlines. This is a bronzer. Some gals like to use this if they're very fair. They can use it as their bronzer to warm up their skin. We're going to use it as an eyelid primer today. So I'm going to take my finger and just tap in a little bit, and I'm going to place this on my eyelid. And it's going to help cover any other, kind of even out my eyelid, but also it adds this gorgeous tan color. So it's almost like a tinted primer, cream eyeshadow all in one. And we really don't need to set this as much as we would the cream, because you could go in and set the top of this with a little bit of setting powder, but I've been playing with it and it seems to work fine, just like a cream eyeshadow, and then we're going to build over the top of it. But isn't that pretty? So this is a great shade if you love cream eyeshadows and you want a really great value. I mean, you can use this bronzer as a cream eyeshadow just on its own. Look how pretty that is. Okay, I'm just putting it on, not too thick, but I'm bringing it all the way up like I would a primer. But isn't that just a pretty color just on its own? Just very, very pretty tan khaki, and that's called Tanlines. All right, so let's start with our eyeshadow. So the first thing we're gonna do is grab my eyeshadow brush. This brush here is a two-ended brush. This is a blending brush end. It's very fluted. It's a little bit looser packed. It kind of is tighter here and then flares out. This is a great brush for putting your lid color on and for also blending. So we're going to start first by doing these two shades. We're going to kind of split them across our lid. So the first shade I'm going to put down is this color called Havana. So it's like a kind of a peachy orange. And I'm going to just take my brush and lightly tap into it, tap off the excess so you don't get any fallout. And then I'm going to come in and press this right on the inside of my, kind of more towards the center to the inside of my eyelid. Okay, so I'm just pressing that on. You can brush it on if you want to. If you have more mature eyes, it works really great if you just press. That helps you not get an uneven application, especially if your eyelids are more crepey or thinner or have more wrinkling in them. That really helps if you press. So we're just putting this more in from the inside to about the center, okay? That color there. Very, very pretty. Just pouncing that on, pressing it in right there on the lid, okay? All right, now we're gonna take Kiss, the shimmer shade that's coming out tonight at midnight, and it's so gorgeous. Let me show you what it looks like. Let me see if I can get it to show on my hands that have all that sun damage. Isn't that pretty? Can you see how it's like just a beautiful shimmer in it? So we're going to use that color. We're going to use the same brush, this one here, and we're going to brush into it, tap off any excess. Now we're going to go from the outside towards the center. And so kind of same thing. I'm going to press it on towards the center, and you can reload if you need to because it is a light shimmer, but it's so pretty. We're just pressing it right there. Okay, so let's do the other side. So we kind of are matching. So I'm just pressing that from the outside. And if you notice, I'm keeping my eyeshadow inside this kind of imaginary guideline from the end of my brow to the end of my lashes. I'm trying not to put any color on the outside. The more you do your eyeshadow, the easier it is. It's just like anything. You have to kind of practice and get to know your eyes and the placement. Okay, so we're going with that. Then I'm going to take and we're going to now use that in the crease and we're going to blend it up a bit. So to do that, if you have more hooded eyes like this one, okay, is to take the brush again. We're going to load some. Tilt your head back so you can first see your crease. And we're going to just lightly kind of do sketchy little movements right in the crease, okay? Then you're gonna look straight ahead and see what you can see and can't see. And if you can't see a lot of that color that we put up in there, then look straight ahead, keep your eye open, and then we're gonna put color up above. Take that color, and I'm just doing little sketchy movements right here. Okay, so that when I have my eye open, I can actually see all that pretty color. It's not just lost down in here, but it's kind of coming up. So let's do the other side. This one's not as hooded, but we're gonna tilt our head back so we can see where our natural crease is. Put a little bit of that Kiss color in there, okay? Then look straight into your mirror. Keep your eyes open, okay, and relax them. And then pull a little bit more of that color up above the crease so that you're kind of creating your own crease that may be hidden underneath your hooded eyes. So it's kind of coming up a bit. And you need to experiment with your own eyes. And one eye may be different than the other, like mine. Like my eyes don't match each other. But, you know, we want to try to get them as even as possible. So One may be a little bit more, like this one's more hooded, so I need to maybe pull the color up a bit. So you just take your time and just kind of get it to where that color will show, okay? All right, now, isn't that pretty? All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is take a little bit of this color here. This is Philly, it's a matte brown, and I'm gonna flip over to this end of the brush, which is more stubby, and this is a great brush for packing in a little bit more color. It's a great brush for adding kind of like an outer corner accent, and that's what we're gonna use it for. And just a little bit, because all of these are very pigmented, so I'm gonna just take the brush, and I'm just gonna lightly tap it, and tap off the excess, because we can always build up, right? It's easier to build up color than it is to try to take color away. So I'm gonna start here by placing that color right there, just a little dot in this outer area, and then a little dot down at the bottom of my lashes. So I've kind of got a dot and a dot. And then let's go ahead and take the brush and pull from the dot down to the dot. So we're kind of creating this slant right here in the outer corner, okay? Just kind of keep doing that. And then we're gonna take from here, and we're just gonna lightly sketchy, kind of feather it out, and see how loose my lids are. So as I kind of pull on them, if I was to do really pulling, it's going to skip over all of that texture. So just do these little tiny, either pouncing or these little tiny flicks, so that you're really just kind of half pressing, half blending. So we're just adding a little accent out here. And if you feel like you got a little bit outside of that line, like right here, I pulled a little bit out, we'll clean that up. I'll show you how to clean that up when we're done. Okay, let's do the other side. So light tapping. We're gonna place it first right here, kind of in that outer pocket, in that angle, keeping it right in here. And then we'll dot just a little bit more, and then we'll place a dot right at the bottom of the lashes, the end of the lashes, okay? And then we're gonna take and pull down that color, little tiny sketchy flicks. This brush is nice because it is more dense, so it does help pull that color down, okay? We're pulling that down, pulling that down. It's also kind of blending it a little bit, and then just a few flicks over into the crease and the outer. So we're just trying to soften those hard edges and add a little contrast in the outer corners of our eyes, just a little, okay? Okay, then let's add a little bit of this drift to add a pop, and I'll show you what the drift looks like. So so there's that kiss. See how pretty that is? It's just such a beautiful shimmer, and we can wear shimmers as mature gals. We sure can. I like to recommend that you place the shimmers, right in the center of your eye, down by your lashes. So we're just going to use our finger, just the tiniest amount, because it's so bright and pigmented. So just a little dot on your finger. Start with a little, just put a little dot, a little bit right down there, okay? And that may be for you. You might say, okay, that's enough. That's all I want, right? Carol, hi Carol. This brush here is the eyeshadow brush. This is the brush, the double-ended, best brush. Do your full eyes with it. So that end and then this end. So that's the eyeshadow brush from Seint. And if you need help getting that, Carol, I'll reach out to you when we're done here, and or you can message me and I'll help you get that ordered. So look at that. Isn't that pretty? So just a little bit. Or if you like a lot, you can do more, but just start with just a little bit of that pop right there. Yes, you bet. All right, so we're going to take our finger and we're going to just dot a little bit, just a little dot, because maybe you've never used shimmer on your lids before and you're a little nervous about it. So just start with a little. This one's called Drift, and I'm placing it right down by my lashes, right in the center. And then I'm just lightly tapping that around, just to add a little pop. So we don't need to add a lot. We can start with just a little, okay? And when you're done, this is great to have in your palette. It's a cleaning tile for eyeshadows. It's called the cleaning tile, and it's just a little, it goes right in, it's magnetic, so it pops right into your palette. And this here, you don't get it wet, but you can take your eyeshadow brush and brush over it, and it'll help pull off any excess pigment that's on those brushes. so that when you switch colors, you don't get a muddly mess. But I'm going to use this brush now and clean it off. And then I'm just going to do just one more quick blending. I'm just going to double check, you know, do I need to just blend anything a little bit more? Even tap over. I'm just checking to make sure that, pull maybe a little bit of this up. So there's no harsh lines. We're just kind of just checking that, making sure that it's blended. Okay, so keeping it very soft, not too heavy. Oh, good. It is bringing on spring. That's how I feel too. I want some of these beautiful spring colors, right? All right, let's line our eyes though. Yes, let's use that same color we used in the outer corner. Hi, Carol. Well, hi, Carol. This is the first time I've watched a makeup video. Carol, hi. Well, nice to meet you. You're 51 and never do makeup. Aw. Well, I'm so excited you're here. It's so nice to meet you. And definitely, we'll have to chat afterwards. But it's so much fun. And I think a lot of us give up on our makeup. We just give up. And we need to not. It's so much fun. We just, need to find the right makeup. And that's usually what it is we're not finding the makeup that works for us anymore. So Carol, I'm so glad you're here. Yay. Okay. So I'm going to take this as a different brush. Okay. I know, another brush, but this is called the Etch brush. And can you see how fine? It's like a little paddle at the end, but it's very thin. This will give you a nice, soft, fuzzy, powdery brown liner underneath your bottom lashes. Yes. Oh, you bet. Okay, so we're going to take this brush and we're going to just tap in, and I'm going to go underneath my lashes, my bottom lashes, and I'm just kind of smudging it right underneath there. So it's really soft, but it's still adding a little bit of a liner underneath. Okay. You see that? It's kind of smudging that underneath. Then this end is really great for making any of your eyeshadows turn into eyeliner. Yeah, so I like to dampen this brush a little bit. So you can do that a couple different ways. You can, this is setting spray. You can put a little setting spray on your finger or water. You don't want to dip the whole brush and get it wet. I just want to lightly just get it just a little damp, not super wet. And if it's even too wet, too damp, take a little washcloth and just so it's a bit damp, okay? So that when we go to pick it up, the brown, we're gonna take this flat brush and we're gonna tap in straight down so it loads the end of that. See that? So it makes a nice line. And then I have to hold my eye. I'm gonna hold my eye gently. I'm gonna come in and just these little sketchy, just like little dashes, dash, 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 dash. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And it's so easy to do with this brush. So we got it lightly damp, very light. I'm going to go back in and reload it. And I'm just brushing along like that. So it does just the end. And I have to hold my lid. Just dash, dash, dash right along the lashes. However far you like to do your eyeliner. So a soft, kind of smoky underneath, and then a nice liner in brown on top. Pretty easy, right? Pretty easy. Okay. Before I put my mascara on, we're going to finish with our lip and cheek, and then we're going to set our makeup, and then we'll do mascara last, okay? So, cream lip and cheek. So this is called Tiger Lily. It is really, really pretty. Look at that. Isn't that a pretty color? Look at how, isn't that, I know, to me, that's spring, right? We can use it on our lips, okay? So our cream makeup is so versatile because our lip and cheek colors are for blush and for lip, okay? And this one's more of a satin, meaning it's just a little bit more pigmented, okay? Isn't that pretty? Easy. And then for our cheeks, I like to use my finger. And I'm going to pick up a little bit, and here is where I place my contour. And so I'm going to use the outside of my eye as placement and my contour. And I'm going to, so visually I'm coming straight down, right here. So we'll just dot some for a more lifted look. Okay, so let's go on the other side. So straight down, right above your contour. You can put as much or as little as you like. I think it's really important that as we are aging, that we ignore the old rule that women shouldn't wear bright colors on their lips or their cheeks. Older women, you actually need to add color to your face. You need to add color to your cheeks, to your lips. We lose all that pigment. We lose a lot of color. So it's really important to do that. So add color to your lips, add blush. It's going to make all the difference. We're going to use that same brush we used before. So we bronzed with this, but this end we used for the blending. And I'm just going to use the same brush. We don't need to clean our brushes off in between. Okay. Oh, good. Oh, well, thank you, Carol. Thank you. I'm so glad you found me. Make sure before we end that you follow me, Karen, this page, like it or follow. I don't know how you do it because I don't want I don't want us to miss each other in the future. All right. So we're going to go right here and we're going to go pat. I don't want to swipe. I'm going to press it in. It's cream and I have makeup underneath. So I don't want to kind of swipe it all over. Plus I have more mature skin. So I really want this to look skin-like. Look at how pretty that is. Going from that to that. Little bit of lip color. We need to wear color on our cheeks. I always, when I color match a lot of gals, my color match form, which is below right here, you can click on that and get a free color match to this makeup that I'm just showing you. All that, and we build a shade and a palette for you that matches your skin tone. I have a question on there that says, do you wear blush? And a lot of it, or do you wear lip color? Do you wear blush? And a lot of them are, I don't, but I want to, which is good. And I just think that a lot of us quit wearing color on our cheeks and our lips because I don't know if it's because we thought that we weren't supposed to add color or when we were using makeup before, it wasn't the right makeup and it was making us look maybe more cakey, more aged, and it just wasn't doing any favors. But look at cream makeup. Look at cream makeup. I mean, I'm 57. I have a lot of sun damage, a lot of pores, broken capillaries, moles, sunspots, wrinkles, marionette lines, under eye bags, all of that. But the cream makeup makes me feel so much more confident and it makes me feel that I'm okay with the skin that I have and the face that I have because I don't mind showing and having my skin show through. I don't want to mask everything out. I just want to emphasize and add a glow and a dewiness and a fresh look. And that's what this does. So we have added our makeup. So now we need to set it because cream makeup, one of the best things about it is that it sits on top of your face. So sitting on top of your face means that it doesn't sink in, it doesn't evaporate, it doesn't get dry and cakey. It sits on top of your skin. It moves with your face, which is so amazing. Yes, I'm 57. Yes. Okay. So we're going to take the setting spray, shake it up, and we want to set our makeup because it's sitting on top of our skin. Shake it, shake it, shake it. If you gals have the setting spray from Seint and you feel like you get a big, huge blob of spray on your face, you need to shake it up really well. That needs to be written on here. Shake vigorously each time. And then when you spray it, look at the fine mist that comes out. And just spray your face and let that dry. It looks a little wet right now and a little shiny just because the setting spray is on there and it hasn't dried, but it will look not so shiny here in a sec. And I'm going to grab some mascara and put that on. So while I do that, please tell me what questions can I answer for you. I do want to say that as we're finishing up, if you're catching this later on the replay, continue to ask questions in the comments. I will answer each one and I will reply back to you. If you have an interest in getting a color match, my color match link is right there. You can just click on that and it'll take you to my little questionnaire and you can fill that out and it's no obligation, but It's a great way for me to let you know what colors and shades would work for you. And if this is something that you just think is fascinating and interesting, but maybe you're happy with your makeup that you have and you want to continue to use that, that is great too. Please follow me because maybe you learned a new tip or two that you can use with your current makeup that you have. So I would love for you to follow me here and like this page so that we can connect again. Okay. And what else? I'm just doing my lashes. Easy, easy, fun. Let that dry. So yeah, very pretty fun look. Okay, so I am going to, okay, Carol, hi. Yes, Carol, I'm going to start really quick. I'm going to go over everything we did. And don't forget, once I'm done here, I'll save it so you can rewind back and watch it from the beginning. I started with my sunscreen and moisturizer. This is, if you want a link or want information or help picking out this is what I've been using. I partner with this company as well. I love it. It's a tinted mineral-based moisturizer / sunscreen. And I put that on my face first, and it works great with this cream makeup. Does not interact. So that is this. Then I went in and we contoured, and I used my 3 highlight shades, and I did my darkest shade in areas I needed more color correcting or coverage, my medium shade filled in as my all over shade, and a brightener, my lightest shade, added some brightness to the center of my face, okay? And then I added a bit of bronzer with my illuminator mixed together, and I just for a bit of warmth, I used my blush and bronzer brush, and I just swirled over, and we added some warmth. You can kind of see that here, because this time of year, you know, we're starting to feel like we need that, right? Okay, and then we did our eyeshadow look and our brows. We did our brows with the contour shade here, filled in my brows with the contour shade. Already in here, everything's in here. Look at this, all my makeup. Isn't that cool? Then we did, this is Tanlines. It is a bronzer, and I used that as a primer and a cream-based eyeshadow. So I put that all on my lid, and even up to here, you can still see a little bit of that. Isn't that pretty? So I used Tanlines bronzer all over my lid and up as a primer and a base. Then we went in with these 4 eyeshadows. Havana is a matte shade. Kiss will be available tonight. It's the shade of the month for February. A shimmer shade, that's here, isn't that pretty? That'll be available tonight at midnight. It comes out officially for all of the month of February. And then Drift is a shimmer shade. We use just a little pop of it right there. And then we use this shade here as a matte shade called Philly. And we use that for added depth in the outer corner. We used it as a soft liner underneath our lashes, and we wetted our Etch brush and used it as to line our upper lashes as a brown eyeliner. So everything in here, okay? Setting spray. The brushes I used are the Etch brush. I used the eyeshadow brush. Okay, all double-ended. I used the line brush for my brows. And then just my foundation brushes, the blush and bronzer and the detail brush. So, you know, this now becomes my makeup. Okay, travels with me easily. It's all in here, no digging around. Everything I need is right there. Okay, well, thank you so much. And everyone that's new that we haven't met before, thanks for joining today. Make sure again that you follow along this page. And I try to do these lives. I'm trying to get back in the habit again of going live Monday through Friday. And I have the schedule out there on my page. I can even use my Perfector sponge to press in if I got a little heavy anywhere. So lots of tips, lots of hints, lots of videos. And of course, if you have questions, you can always reach out to me. Thanks, Carol. And thanks everybody for watching. I'll save this now and add all the details in the description. And yeah, we did pretty good. 40 minutes, but we did a full face tutorial, and we did an eyeshadow and everything. So thanks. And I will talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye.